Hey Estrella, how you doing today?
Good, good. How are you?
Hey, I can't complain. If I did, nobody would care.
Right.
And how has that house been treating you?
Great, great. Best purchase I made ever since fixing my credit. It's actually one of the biggest purchases I made after I fixed my credit. But it's going good, slowly but surely, furnishing everything and doing some fixings, but it's coming along great.
Great, great. So, before you started working with me, what did home ownership feel like to you? Did it seem like it was something that was going to be possible, or did it seem impossible?
It seemed impossible only because of the way my credit was. So I've always either, did private leasing or went through bigger companies. So it wasn't something that I was thinking that I was going to be able to do before 40. So being able to fix my credit and do that before I turned 40 was great.
440, yes. And what were some of the what were some of the credit challenges you was facing?
Well, I had student loans. I did have a lot of credit cards that I took out in my younger years, like in my early 20s. I still had one vehicle payment that I was making, which I was actually able to pay off the remaining balance when I purchased the home. They threw it into my payments and through my escrow. So that was a plus. And some hospital collections, but the majority was my student loans.
Okay. And what made you come across me and give my company a try to help you with your credit?
I saw a posting that you made. What is this? Going in 26. I want to say it was probably the ending of 2022. It was a Black Friday deal that you had going on. I had the extra money laying around, so I thought it was a great opportunity to work on my credit. I had already had some goals in mind of what I wanted to do within the next couple of years. And to get started with that, I first had to work on my credit. So when I saw that you had the Black Friday deal going on, it was a great opportunity for me to jump on and go ahead and start fixing my credit and planning for my future.
Was it anything specific that like made you feel comfortable about moving forward with the process?
Yes, definitely. Your company is very hands-on. They communicated with me at least once a week throughout the whole process. Every time that there was a dispute that was going to get ready to be sent out, you guys reached out to me first. Um, I think it was real personal with any of your agents that would call me, and then sometimes working with you one on one. So that's always a plus when you have somebody that has a company like yours, and having the owner reach out to you. It makes you even want to invest in them even more. But it was mostly the weekly check-ins that you guys did. And the constant communication, either it was through email or through text messaging, just seeing if I needed anything or when things were being removed off my credit. So that was a plus for me, being able to work with you guys.
Okay. And how did that actually feel to have somebody explain things to you and help walk you through each step?
It made it easier for me to work with you, and just knowing that I really didn't have to do much. You guys pretty much took care of everything for me. um After a while, the calls were like, okay, they're calling me again, but I know you have to do that, and it actually worked out. Even if I just had like a minute or two to talk to you guys, it worked out because I at least once a month I had a question. And I was able to, jot things down and say, you know what, I know they're getting ready to call me soon, so let me go ahead and have my questions ready in case, there's any disputes that I think they needed to be worked with. But it was actually a good feeling working with you guys.
How long did it take for you to start seeing some real results?
I would say we started in that November. I would have to say probably like by the end of December, beginning of January, I was already seeing results. You could tell your credit score is going up because you're starting to get calls from credit card companies wanting you to go ahead and apply for another credit line. I was like, well, my numbers must have been going up because ain't nobody never called me this much trying to get me to open up a credit line with them. So I would have to say probably like the end of December, January was when I was starting to see results.
So when in the process did you like really sit there and think and like, whoa, like this is really happening. Like it's moving forward. I know this company, they're doing what they said it would do is really happening, and and you felt like you was really on your way to that home ownership.
I would have to say probably by the end of 2023, the beginning of 2024, while I was already saving up some money to get ready to work with my realtor to put my down payment down, and seeing how I think by then my credit score was probably like over 700, and I started out I want to say probably like low 500s, almost high four no low 500s, almost high 400s. So it was pretty bad. I would say probably around that time, like 2024, I was like, okay, like I got my money ready. I'm ready to start looking at some property. The loan that I ended up getting with my realtor was actually really good, and she was able to get me into a good FHA loan, and my interest was actually really low because of my high credit scores.
Looking back, tell me, what do you think made the biggest difference in your process, in your success? I meant, what do you think made the biggest difference in your success?
Um, I would have to probably say being able to purchase my home as fast as I did, and it was actually really smooth because everything lined up as far as credit wise. And actually, right before 6 months before I purchased my home, I was actually able to purchase a new vehicle at the same time. And that's something that I have been able to do in a long time. Like I was always at a buy here, pay here. My last vehicle I ended up getting from Carvana, but they work with you based off your deposit is based off of what your credit score is. So I was able to get a Kia. I actually got a 2024 Kia Sportage last year, right before I purchased my home.
So you did it kind of because most people, because of debt to income, they usually have to purchase the home first, and I tell them, you need
Hmm.
to close and go get the vehicle. But with your debt to income, you were cool, so you were actually able to purchase your car first and then go and get
Yep.
your house. Cool,
Yep.
because most people, they're not able to do it that way because of debt to income. Now,
Yep.
for someone who's watching this, who's in the same place you were before you decided to sign up with my company, they may be discouraged, unsure, maybe scared to try again. What would you say to them?
I would say definitely save up. You always have great deals coming on, and you work with everyone. So I would say even if you have $200-300 saved up, invest it into your credit, because at the end of the day, if you don't have good credit, you really can't get anything. It's hard for you to purchase a home, purchase a car. You pretty much can't do anything without any good credit nowadays. So if you just have at least $200-300 save up, invest in it in your credit.
And tell me, when, because I always say these are the sweetest words. When you got that call from the lender or that email, text, whatever it was from the lender, the realtor, and they told you was from the lender, and they said clear to close. What? Tell me about that feeling. Tell me about that clear to close feeling.
I would probably say that was probably the best feeling ever, besides having my daughter. Um, she's one of my biggest blessings, but having being able to purchase a home was actually my second biggest blessing. And then especially again because of my credit score, I was able to get approved for 400,000. So I never expected to have that much to be able to purchase a home. So my options were I could pretty much purchase anywhere I wanted to. And living in Orlando now, housing over here is very expensive. So I was able to purchase a house for my loan was for 400,000. I was able to purchase my house for 332,000 and still have money left over. So I would
And
say it was a thrill. It was the best call ever.
now, after actually going through the closing and going to that house, and turn I know we checked the house out before it was yours,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
after it being yours and you got to turn that key and walk inside for the first time, if you could just play back in your mind, tell me, like, what was that like for you and your family?
It was actually a big move. My sister was actually my realtor, so but being able to share that experience with her was also a plus for me. Being able to purchase a home and keep it to just myself between me and my husband, and not letting anybody know until the closing day. And even then, I still didn't say anything until I signed, came into the house, and then actually was like, okay, this is ours. Like we actually just purchased a home. Um, so it was the best feeling ever. I would say that I'm able to call my dad and say, show him around. He's like, "Oh, what is that? What are you doing?" I was like, "This is my house. I just bought this." So seeing the joy that he had brought joy to me. And then being able to tell my daughter also, and just setting her up for success also, and letting her know, you just turned 18. This is something that you can have within the next couple of years. Because I actually, with the cars that I ended up getting, I put her as a user, so now her credit is even better than mine's right now. Um,
So, so your starting her foundation, building her
Right.
credit up now. Because you did tell me you were able to, what kind of cards you were able to get afterwards.
I was able to get the American Express Gold.
Okay, cool. So you're able to get you some cards after that. So now you're kind
Yeah,
of teaching your daughter about credit, so she can lay that foundation early as possible.
exactly.
Hopefully, be able to purchase earlier than you, huh?
Right, right. Yeah, that's the goal. I was actually able
Um,
to get two. I have the American Express Gold, and I also have the Navy Federal American Express. Two cards that I thought I'd never be able to own.
Amexes are, in my opinion, they're a big deal credit
Yes,
card. Love
they
Amex.
definitely are.
One,
Definitely
uh,
are.
travel benefits, good rewards. They offer
Exactly.
into it 'cause I'm not sure if it's the gold or the platinum or if it's both. I know it's the platinum, but like they give you these perks for like Dell 2 times a year, like a free
Hmm.
$150 like that. Just make sure you stay up on that kind of stuff because they definitely give you a lot of good things. So to wrap this up, if someone's watching this right now and they're like, man, I don't believe in these credit repair companies. What's different about Gary? What's different about New Generational Wealth Solutions that I should choose them? What would you say to them?
I would say go for it. You were the only credit company that I dealt with and actually went through the process. I started to try to go to somebody else, but it wasn't, the communication wasn't there, like constantly calling and saying, hey, this is where we're at. And then seeing the experience that other friends have gone through, even after I recommended them to you. But everybody always want to take the cheap way out and try another company that they think will benefit them. But then I say, okay, well, where's your credit score at now compared to mine? They're not even nowhere near close to mine yet. So I would say go for it. I mean, you guys are probably one of the, like I said, one of the best companies to deal with. You guys are very personal. You communicate, like I said, weekly, monthly with either emails, text messages, um, and just a quick text that you guys send out. It's not even something long. It's just saying, hey, this dispute's going through right now. If you got any questions, give us a call. If you get any mail from any credit cards company, shoot it to us. We'll take care of it. You guys handle it completely from beginning to the end.
Cool, cool. And I want to thank you for allowing us to share in your joy. Because for everybody who gets like a person getting a home is my favorite thing to do for anyone
Hmm.
because I know that for most people, that's going to be the biggest purchase you ever make in your life.
Right.
Not many people making $1 million purchases on things. Not we just that's just and it's a foundation. It goes from it's better. Like I own rental properties too, and I always tell people
Hmm.
that listen, you can pay my mortgage or yours because you're paying someone's mortgage. No, not too many people out here. I don't care if you rent an apartment. Those apartment buildings are not usually owned free and clear. So I love when
Hmm.
people take that initiative and know that, hey, I might as well pay my own mortgage so that at
Right.
least I'm building some equity. I'm building some wealth. One day I got to leave this place and I'm able to leave it back to my kids, my loved ones, or
Right.
something. So again, congratulations on that
Thank
home
you.
and enjoy it with your family.
Thank you. Thank you so much.